Hi there. So we are on day 21 of the sewing marathon, and in today's video we will be learning how to draft this particular outfit. Let's dive right into it. So you get your paper, you get your parcels and the person's measurement, which is very important. So her shoulder to her bust is 10.5, shoulder to waist 17, length of top is 22, and then we have an allowance of 1 inch, hemming allowance of 1 inch being added to it. So we are going to be drafting our horizontal lines, which this is our first, which is the bust, and then we'll move on to our underbust and then come on around our waist and then roll that side as well. We would also move to the top of the lens to also give that horizontal line that is needed. So once it is being drafted, you know your starting point. So once you're done with your horizontal lines, you just use the person's measurement for the sizing. But when you're drafting on a brown paper or any paper, you have to make sure that this measurement can fit on the paper you're working around. So you first use a bigger size of the person's measurement, which is the hip, to determine where your whole project would be ending. So once you get to use a bigger size of it, you add your allowances to it, and then you decide on where it ends. So here we are marking our neck, which is 3 by 3 inches. We would mark it down as it can be seen here, and then we'll be marking our shoulder. We are using our cross back to make this measurement. So she had an across back of 16 inches. We are using 3 inches for the neck, and then it would be left with 5 inches, which would be the shoulder. So this is where the whole project design for the neck will be ending. You come down by 7 inches. That is what we use. And then with our shoulder slant, you just come down by half of an inch for our shoulder slant. You come down by 1 inch from our chest line to create our armhole line. So once your armhole line is being drafted, you get your French curve to definitely curl it up at your armhole section. So this particular measurement has a dart of 4 inches. The pattern's bust is 36. So we are using 4 inches for our darting, and you move, mark it out from the top length to the chest line, including the waistline, and then you come in side by side, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch from the top length to the bust, and then we'll move on to our chest line and do the same measurement there as well. So once that is done, we would join them together from the chest line to our bust line to our armhole line using our French curve for all the curves we need for our under bust line. Please, if you have any question, you can definitely ask in the comment section, but kindly do make sure that you watch this full video for in-depth understanding. So once you are done with our intersection at our bust, we'll move on to work around our underbust. So we straighten the line from our underbust to the top length, and then we'll repeat that same measurement on the other side as well. So once that is completely done, we would use a person's measurements, which the bust is 36 inches divided by 4, and then we would mark it on the paper. We are working around the waist of 30 and then the hip of 10 inches. So we will be adding our extra 3 inches allowances to it. So once that allowances are being done adding, then we join it up. So this is what we are gifting for our first section. So here I'll be using our marker to dip in it just so that you can take a very critical look and be able to definitely see what is being done perfectly. So you get our chest line, and then we mark that one out as well. After that, we will mark around our neckline, which is a 3 by 3, and then our shoulder slant, that is 1 inch. So after that is completely done, Here we are just reinforcing our pencil drafting into a marker so that you can see what is completely being done if it is not really clear to you. I hope you're enjoying this 30-day marathon. We are on day 21. Thank you guys so very much for supporting me till this section, and I'm super grateful for that. It is left with 9 other videos and we will be completely done. So shoulder to the waist in this particular measurement was 17 inches, which is the front, but the shoulder to the waist for the back was 16 inches. So because there's that shortage, I will be reducing 1 inch from our dot line just so it can just shorten up from the line and it will be able to join the back. So this pattern being drafted here is the back measurement. So once our back line is drawn, we will be moving to our back. We'll go down by 1 inch and then sideways by 3 inches, including our 5 inches, for our shoulder measurement. You also have to make sure that you cross check to make sure the inches you are using is what is being used for the first one. So after that, our armhole line will be appreciated here. And then with the back, we'll go down with a slant of half of an inch. So once we are done with that, we will give it a curve at the armhole section, which is being seen down here. And then we'll move on to our darting. So you mark where our dart should be for the back, which this is where our real measurement should be at the back without the darting. And then later on, we will be including our darting to it as well. So this particular one, we will be using a darting of 4 inches since the other darting in front was 4 inches. We will be marking that through it. We will be sticking to 4 inches as our darting span. So once that particular is done or marked here, we'll go sideways by 1/1 inch, then other side by 1/1 inch, and then we'll roll it up to join the main dart from the down, and then we'll do that same process for the top. So once the top is completely ready here, as it can be seen here, once the top is completely ready here, I'm using our marker to deepen it so that you can really see what is being done here. If the shoulder to the bust and then the shoulder to the waist difference is more than 1 inch, 1 or more inches, or whatever inches that would be the differences, you need to make sure that your shoulder to the waist measurement is exactly what you are doing so that it doesn't affect the whole result. Okay, and then you work around your bust line, subtract it from your bust line, and then you work around it like so, or else they would not meet at the sideways. So once this particular end cut was done, I moved on to the front dart to cut a bit out, and then with this particular neckline, this is how it was done. Okay, so once you're done with the darting, you just straighten up like it's been seen here, and then you cut it out. So here I will be cutting our dart out. You will be needing your masking tape or any pins of your choice so that you can pin them together and then make a new line from the other end to the other section as well. Once there's been a cut and a reduction, there will definitely be differences with the lines that is being ruled for the first one. So in order to get it right, you make sure that you draft a new one just so that it just implements it. So if you have a masking tape, kindly apply your masking tape there so that it stabilizes it, and when you are cutting it on any fabric, you wouldn't have any issue with that. So we will be moving on to the back section. This whole section that is being traced out will be cut out of the whole dress. And once that is done, I will be giving a dart to our shoulder. There will be a shoulder dart, but it's just a line from the back to the shoulder, just so that I can have another panel like that. So as it is being cut like so, it just helps you to create the darts you would need, okay? Or the slashes you need. So that is our center back. We have our center back, we have our side back, and then you give arrows to it just so you know where it is starting. We repeat the same process with the front, which will be our center front and our side front. So when these are added together, this is what we are going to be getting. So here we are going to be adding our bottoms inches to it. Okay, I'm adding additional 1 inch for buttons to it. This particular project has opening for the front and there are buttons in front. That's the reason why it has no zip allowance. So the allowance that it has will be used for the buttons. So it had buttons allowance, and therefore I use 1 inch as our buttons allowance for this particular project. So once they are done, this is how it would be looking. And we see the slanted cut in front of it, if you could remember. So once that is done here for the front section, we move on to our skirt. So we will need our waist, we will need our shoulder to our waist, our shoulder to hip, and then the length of the skirt. So here it has a length of 40 inches. So after the 40 inches, we'll be adding 2 inches allowances to that of the skirt. You do the measurement for the skirt, the hip as well. So after that, we will just divide it into two because we have been mixing two different fabrics together. So one section will be for the plain and the other section will be for the pattern. So the down we are using, so the down we'll be using the pattern for the down, and the top will be the black, plain black fabric. So after that, we will slash it open because we will be joining it when we are doing the sewing of the particular skirt. Here in this section, we would also be working around the back of the skirt. So we are searching for just some 2 inches fabric to attach to it, which will be the zip allowance for our skirt. That is why you see me using the masking tape to do a bit of some joining. Just and this is just a sheet of paper we have around, and I have to make sure that I can draft another pattern on it. That's the reason why I'm using it basically. So here I'll be marking zip around of our zip allowance here. So that is what you can see here. So the difference between the skirt, the difference between our front panel and then our back pattern is definitely the introduction of our zip allowance. So once that is done, you can just put it on and trace it out. As it can be seen here. So here, that is what is happening. I'm cutting out the patterns in it and I'm attaching it to that. So once that is done, I would also make sure that it aligns with that of the back, trace it out like so, and then know where they will be intersecting. So once they are intersected, I'll just curve them up and then draft, continue with my patterns there. So we are having patterns at the down and then complete black at the top. We'll be using the fabric that is seen in the video, which is the pink and black. So once this pattern is done, I will be also uploading a video where I'll teach you how the sewing is done as well. But before the sewing is completely done, this is how the outfit completely looked like. If you could see the curves that was done in the skirt this earlier section, stay back to watch the next video.